Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Will Time Car Show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world Mars, King Konrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. Let us get right to it because I want to bring in now the fabulous, the effervescent from the Hill Country area of Texas, Mr. Rodney Rodriguez. Good morning, sir. It's good to see you. Look at you. You even shaved and combed your hair this morning. You knew you were going to be on TV with us, didn't you?
Don, I haven't been called fabulous in like forever.
Well,
I think
you know, I'm a member of the Rodney Rodriguez fan club, so I can say that with confidence.
I think I was in court the last time.
Yes, you
trying
were.
to get me off the hook for something, crying out loud.
So I have to tell you that Rodney has a car talk show that's focused more on racing. It's called Revved Up Sports Show, and he does that out of Austin.
Yeah, I'm just north of Austin, over in lovely Round Rock. Round Rock is for lovers, they say. I've never known what that means, but this morning I'm actually over the palatial Westlake Hills area, getting ready for our radio show here at the Horn. So kind of all over the place. So just call me the Austin guy. You know?
The Horn is the FM station there in Austin, and what frequency is it on?
That is on 104.9 FM. You can actually download the Horn app or at hornfm.com. Tune in at 11. I'll get that plug in there. And we're going to talk about the All-Star race and IndyCar, Formula One, and this new SRX series.
That IndyCar race was awesome this year, I thought.
Yep. Wasn't that, you know, I've always said, you know, I'm a stock car guy, but to me, the Indy 500 is my favorite race of them all. And that one delivered.
It definitely did. What a reverse of that horrible disaster that NASCAR had at the Circuit of the Americas.
At the boat show?
Oh, my God.
I got to tell you guys, people wouldn't leave. I was on pit road, and I looked like a wet duck out there, and those stands were full, and people were like laying out on the general admission. I could not believe it. So hopefully they come back.
I just don't understand why they continue to race in the rain.
Because that was the new thing.
And have cars running into. I know, but it reaches a point where the rain is coming down so hard that the ducktail on the back of the cars, you can't see. Cars are running into each other.
And I think that was the first time Cup cars ran in the rain. I know they've been prepared to, like at Watkins Glen and Sonoma, but hell, it never rains in Sonoma.
Right.
And I don't think they ever ran. Now, I know the Xfinity cars have and the trucks have, but I think this is the first time the Cup cars ever ran in the rain.
Yeah, and you could tell how concerned those crews were about that possibility, because Kyle Busch, for one, his wiper was on backwards. So like the what wipes was facing upward. Another guy hit his button and the blade flew off. So you could tell how ready they were.
And didn't one of the air ducts was actually bringing water into the car? I remember seeing that on the TV. There was actually, and they had to go tape the air duct off because it was just filling the inside of the car.
And a few weeks ago they ran on dirt, so from one extreme to the other. I didn't like that part of it either.
Well, you mentioned the SRX series, which is I'm really interested in that because a new thing, and I know I think Tony Stewart,
Ray Abraham and Tony Stewart,
pretty involved in it, and kind of giving. I'll let you give the synopsis of how that's set up to work.
This is really the modern day International Race of Champions.
Yep.
The old IROC thing.
Yes.
Yep.
This is really what they're doing, but they're doing it on short track. So they're trying to get a little flair for what everybody's wanting. You know, they want more short tracks, so we'll give them that. And oh, by the way, they lucked out and got a big contract from CBS to do this. But you've got guys like I talked to Willie T. Ribbs on my show about a month and a half ago. And that dude, he said he's the AARP of this series, and that dude's going to win. That dude's going to win. So it's going to be fun. Kicks off tonight at Stafford.
So the cars they're all equipped basically in the same horsepower, same motor, same chassis, same body style. It's all about the driver is what it's supposed to be like.
Right.
Yeah. It all comes down to car control and so forth.
How many cars are they going to have?
I believe there's 12 to 14. I haven't looked at
That's what I heard as well.
Which would be consistent with the old IROC series. One team preps everybody's car, and all the drivers get into different cars. Are they going to move the cars around?
Yes.
Through different drivers over different tracks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So then
You draw for the car on the day of, from what I understand.
Yeah, but they get creative. I mean, I heard a story a couple of weeks ago about Bobby Unser, who just recently passed away, and it was right around the time of the Indy 500. That's a Bobby Unser event right there. And they were talking about one year he was in IROC, and he actually went in and he ran a hot wire. Somehow boogered up the tachometer to where he could get more out of his car, and he won the race. So I'm sure we'll see some of that.
How fun.
If you're winning, you're cheating.
Yeah. And also, what I understand is that they've got a ringer at each track, a professional that's actually won at a specific track. Yeah. They're going to be the ringer that drives that track with all the pros. And, yes, they do switch vehicles every week, and all they do is just change the seats out. Ebraham's building the chassis, and I'm not sure who's building all the engines, but they do have that configuration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
it'll be fun.
I was going to say. So, I have to tell you that I have got a real bad case of Houston Motorsports Park withdrawals.
Oh yeah.
And I know that Gina is working on the Mobile track, and I know that you've had a couple of races over there now, right?
Yeah, 2 of them.
But no fans in the stands.
Yeah.
Is that?
It's funny, Don. I get over there and there's some fans over in the infield. But I get over there and I call it just like I do at Houston.
Right.
I'm like, here they go. There was even one time where I'm like, stand up and salute the drivers. I'm like, hell, there's nobody here.
Well, and that's an Alabama thing.
So they're still under COVID restrictions?
Yeah. It's jacked up. I mean, any way you look at it, because, the racing series depends on multiple methods to bring money revenue into the gate, and if you don't have the gate,
Gina just picked the wrong year to start.
Oh my God! Gosh. And all of the expenses in trying to get that track up and running. So, how are things in your eyes over there?
Really good. The folks there in Mobile are just so happy to have the place open, and they're showing up. There's a limited amount of infield tickets that we're selling where folks can actually come in, and that's a big half mile. That's a big half mile track, so it's a bowl. I mean, it's banked all the way around, so there's room, and we're filling the capacity for folks that are able to come and watch. From turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and they're super excited. The car counts are good. We're getting, pure stocks and sportsmen. Those are some diehard stock car classes down there. They're showing up really nicely. Trucks are getting stronger, with the tour program that Gina has. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But we're really pleased. The main thing is the track itself, the pavement and everything. All of that is in good shape. So that's what you need for good racing. And we have had extremely good racing.
Any of the Houston drivers go over there with their rigs?
Yeah, we actually have. We've had Chris Child has made his way over, Greg Davidson, Christopher Hogan. I mean, the Ferrays made their way over for the first race. So
what are they saying about it?
Oh, well, Greg Davidson. I mean, for Greg Davidson's won there before, so he starts telling stories about his past adventures there at that place. But they've done really well. The interesting thing about that place, guys, is it's a half mile. It has a wall along the front stretch and the banking. I mean, seriously, the track is just like this. I mean, I think it's banked 25 degrees. One of the old timers told me. There's no walls on the back stretch and at the turn. So if you miss, you're Dukes of Hazzard, buddy.
Wow.
That actually adds to it, I think. That kind of thing
makes you want to make sure you know where you're parking when you're a visitor. You don't want to park on the outside.
That's on the other side.
I don't think that there's anything back over there except weeds and maybe a creek or two.
There's some massive trees back there, and there was a story years ago. A guy flew over in turn 3. They went to look for him. They couldn't find him. He was in a black car and a black driving suit. Well, they found him. He came walking up, and they said, "Well, where's the car?" And he pointed up. He's like, "It's up there." It was still in the tree.
It's in the tree.
How funny.
Yeah, no, that's fun. So it's a day's drive to get over there to Mobile. But, I mean, what a great weekend. So, take Friday off, or take, half a day Friday off, go over to Mobile, get yourself a motel room, get ready for Saturday night racing over there in Mobile.
Yep.
And then you got all day Sunday to get back.
And if the Alabama COVID restrictions are too tight, you can stay in all the casinos there in Mississippi and head on over to Mobile. I don't think it's a far drive to get there from.
No, and Mobile, what we're finding, I mean, just from a lot of folks that are making the trip for whatever reason, Mobile, that area there, the track's actually in Irvington, kind of like just a little outskirt thing right there. But Mobile hotels are, man, they're always jam-packed. So people are out and about, people are moving around, and that's good as we start to ease out of this. But it really is. It's a fun, day trip, 2-day trip. There's lots of things to do. You can pick up all the sights and sounds, catch a lot like what we do in Houston. I mean, spend the day doing something else, go watch the races, get yourself home, get back to work, and back to the grind on Monday.
Well, I have to tell you that I am missing the Houston race bad. I'm missing you guys. I have so much fun when I go there and get to do the winter interviews after the race, and it's fun. It's fun to work with you, and, we have a good time doing it. It's local racing, to me, at its best.
Well, and then, for those people who are paying attention here in Houston, it's going to be out there at Houston Motorsports Park July 3rd. Gates open at 5. I think the event starts at 6. I know Gina will have some kind of fireworks show, typically a flyover, and both world famous Rodney and Hall of Famer Don Armstrong will both be there at the event. Fabulous.
Cutting it up. That's what we're going to be doing. Yeah. Dollar hot dogs and dollar beer. And, there has been rumors that Rodney really gets all of the collection of the dollar beers before he starts the announcing. So at the end of the evening,
he's wasted.
It's tons of fun.
Gives you the A+ effort, and then Don, as you well know, there's always a little Holiday Inn, get together there afterwards.
Yeah, and I've mentioned that on this show before, and it's really fun because
so where they get the hard liquor out.
Well, there's some of that, but the racers, this goes back to the Meyer Speedway days for me and Gina, and there was an ice house back then. 7-Eleven on the corner could be an ice house, and this was an ice house at the corner of South Post Oak and Main Street, right down the way from Meyer Speedway. And after the race was over there, that place was packed with trailers and race cars and whatever, all the haulers and all the race cars, and everybody went over there. And, they might have had a little scuffle in the infield during the race, but by golly, after the race...
Sit around and tell stories.
Yeah, tell stories, and it's great fun. And, the public is invited to go to that thing at that Holiday Inn parking lot. It's all well lit over there, safe, and the racers are there, the cars are there. It's fun to hang around.
Kind of tilt your head back and drink a little whiskey.
There you go.
There's a lot of that going on as well.
The moonshine.
Yeah. Ooh, that'll work.
Some moonshine. Well, I guess that would be Mobile, right?
Yeah, Alabama.
Yeah, but they're running the cars on it too because it's 127 octane.
Exactly. So, Rodney, what are you doing this weekend and the next couple of weeks?
Honestly, I'm off this weekend, so I'm going to check out the All-Star race and SRX, so that'll be good tonight. And then next week, Friday night, I'll be back out in Waco, and I don't know where, Saturday somewhere, but one of these tracks. But just kind of, after the Mobile thing, this is a weekend, kind of get caught up on stuff. But I was, that May 29th, the one that we had to postpone, that was so tough because I know the weather there had been horrible. It had been horrible here as well. And, there's so much there. And that's where Gina's struggle is with not owning HMP. I mean, if she owned HMP, she'd have more flexibility there. But when you're renting something and you pay a lease and then you have to cancel an event, that gets tough. And it was a heartbreaker. I know that Saturday wound up being nice on the 29th, but it was just, there's a lot that went into that, and that's where Gina's job. That's where my heart breaks for her. Anytime she's in a position like that, that's such a tough call.
I think the parking lot would have been a big mud puddle too.
Yeah.
Well, the mud puddle and the infield.
Yeah, because
the infield is where the emergency vehicles park.
Right.
It's where I hang out, listening to Rodney call the play-by-play up there, and it can get ugly down there after 2 weeks of rain.
So, Rodney, is SRX going to be televised?
Yeah, it's on CBS.
Yeah.
So whatever your local CBS affiliate is there. yeah, that'll be on this evening. That's going to be interesting. I think that's going to be fun. And then with that all-star race, the trucks and the Xfinity guys race today at Texas. So I think it's really, I think to NASCAR really quick, I think it's really cool that just in the span of less than a month, we've had, the NASCAR Premier Series, all three of them here in Austin, and now back at Fort Worth. I mean, it really is showing how much of a NASCAR type state Texas is. And these short tracks like Houston and all the dirt tracks, 105 there in Cleveland, all of these tracks around Texas, we benefit from that. People frown at NASCAR, but I mean, seriously, guys, think about it. I mean, when people think racing, they think of the upper echelon, and this is really good for all of our short tracks.
Okay, so let me ask you about your show today. What time's it go on the air again?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. So we go off the air, and he goes on the air up there in the Austin area. And
so we're like the comedy pre-show for him, huh?
That's what it is. So can we stream you on your show?
Yeah, hornfm.com, and you just go up to the top. It says listen live. You click right there, and no guests today. Today, what we're doing is we're recapping. Formula One. I'm a guy that laughs at Formula One because Formula One, it's quite frankly boring. The only other way to put that, but man, Formula One all of a sudden is getting exciting.
Well, that's because Hamilton's not winning
anymore.
Well,
it's because Mercedes is struggling, and Honda's spending a lot more money to be more competitive, and now Honda's powering a couple of teams.
Right.
So I think that's what's accelerated Honda, and they said they're going to spend a lot more money this year to be competitive.
And if you need guests, Mike will hook you up. Mike's got some.
He's got a couple of guests that didn't show up today, and he'll be glad to hook you up.
we can kind of feed them over your way.
Don't you love that?
Sure. We got some driving school guys that I'm sure can lead you down the path.
When the guests don't show that, I had a rare instance the other night on Thursday, real fast. I was testing out a new sound filter. You guys will appreciate this because I'm always trying to make the product better for the Monday show.
Sure.
I was testing out a sound filter, and I ran an old interview from Caden Honeycutt. He's a guy there from the area,
right?
That's doing really well, in the Cars Tour and dirt late models, and he's going to be a NASCAR guy one of these days. So I was just running an old interview of his just to test the sound filter to see what it sounded like over the net. And Honeycutt calls me up. He's like, "Am I supposed to be on?" I'm like, "Dude, you're the only one that's ever done that. People just usually forget and never call."
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, we dealt with that earlier today also with the Ford Motor Company. We're supposed to have an interview, and guess what? Somebody didn't tell somebody else that they were on, and so anyway.
It's all Mike's fault.
Once again, yeah, we got to blame it on somebody.
They're having their nails done.
Yeah, nails.
No, that was me.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're looking to get your toenails done, Konrad's got a good place here in town.
I got a great place to get a pedicure.
I'll have to remember that coming up before the next race. Maybe I'll go a day early. And
exactly.
Just get a full mani-pedi.
There you go.
Rodney, we love you, man. Thank you so much for joining us today. We got to make this more regular because we really enjoy talking to you. It's fun.
Absolutely, man. Holler anytime, boys. Y'all have a great show, a safe weekend, and be well.
You as well.
Revved Up Sports Show on
Take care.
Down the Horn. Okay, yeah, you do the same. All right. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. You can just shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. Time now for Konrad's Car Clinic. What do you got today?
Well, with the end of automotive history, we talked about Cars was the movie that was released this week in 2006, I think it was. And as I was gathering that information, I wanted to talk about some of the voices of the cars in the movie.
Oh, my God, look at that. Is something wrong with my sight?
No, I think I picked too small a picture, but that's okay. So who was the voice of Lightning McQueen?
That was the one we just saw, the comedian.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, so Owen Wilson, that's not who we saw, but Owen
that's
Wilson.
What I meant.
And it's interesting because reading this, there was more people that had been characters on this. Go to the next one. And then the Doc Hudson was Paul Newman.
Right.
And that was his last theatrical event was Cars.
Doing a voiceover.
Before he passed, doing the voiceover. Sally Carrera was Bonnie Hunt in the blue Porsche 911. You know, she's quite famous, done a lot of other stuff. And then,
I don't know her.
And then Tow Mater, or Mater the tow truck, was Larry the Cable Guy, and you know he's got a very characteristic voice, and he's you could see the family thing, the resemblance of the personality in the vehicle. So who was Ramon?
Is it Cheech or Chong?
Cheech. Cheech Marin was Ramon. Who was Luigi? Luigi should be the next one. Luigi's the little car that owned the tire shop. Do you remember who that was?
No.
Tony Shalhoub, the guy who did Monk for so many years, the TV show Monk. So he was Luigi. And then Flo, with a 60s Dodge Polara, that was Jennifer Lewis. Now, this was Jennifer Lewis before she was Ruby on the current TV hit Blackish. She was Flo on Cars.
Well, there you go.
I didn't know that.
Did not know that either.
And then Phil, go to the next. I'm sorry. Michael Wallace was the voice of the sheriff's car. And it was actually his first gig as an actor. I just thought that was interesting because he's not a normal actor, a voiceover guy. I don't know what the connection was for him. Let's see what pops up next. So this is Chick Hicks was Michael or Lightning McQueen's rival, and that was Michael Keaton that did the voice on that. Next should be the Volkswagen bus.
It's coming up.
So who was the Volkswagen bus? George Carlin.
Yeah.
Did the hippie bus.
I didn't know that.
Called Fillmore. And then some of the other people on, you can just let these roll. Richard Petty did himself. His car was called King. Jay Limo was Jay Leno. Bob Cutlass was Bob Costas. Mario Andretti played himself. Junior was Dale Earnhardt Jr. and did a voice in it. Elvis was Sheryl Crow, which I thought was the oddest thing, but that was Elvis. And then some of the other people that are in the voiceovers was Katherine Hellman, John Ratzenberger from Cheers. He did Mac. Jeremy Clarkson from what's the Top Gear. He was a Harv. Tom Hanks was on with a voiceover in it. Tim Allen was on as Buzz Lightyear.
Click and Clack were on there, too.
Click and Clack. Billy Crystal was on it. John Goodman was Sullivan. Darryl Waltrip did a voice on it, and his car was called Darryl Cartrip. Humpy Wheeler, the owner of Texas and Charlotte, he was on as Tex, and Michael Schumacher was on as Ferrari.
Albie.
Gina says that Lightning McQueen will be at Houston Motorsports Park for the big race on July the 3rd.
There's the
Timing.
tie-in.
There you
know,
go.
we're putting this all together for you, Gina. It's all a setup for Houston Motorsports Park.
July 3rd.
July 3rd.
Days of carrying a red gasoline can down the highway are numbered, but the need for roadside refueling will not go away, even as the world shifts to electric vehicles, which is why a new generation of mobile EV chargers is arriving.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're going to bring my diesel generator on the back of a truck to charge you when you run out of electricity.
The closest experience to the old school red jug is likely Blink Charging Company's portable emergency EV charger. It basically is a gasoline generator with a 25-foot, 240-volt AC charging cord attached. It offers charging at up to 9.6 kilowatts, enough to put a mile of charge into a stranded EV each minute, Blink says.
A mile per minute.
I envision his big brick is what I envision.
I just got done with an electric vehicle, and I have once again convinced myself I don't want one. Thank you. Are you listening, Buzz?
So you have range anxiety.
I still do, yes. It cost me $18 to put basically an hour's worth of charge into the vehicle, and still didn't get it fully charged. General Motors will expand its OnStar Guardian safety app to non-GM owners to help anyone with a smartphone connect with family and friends and quickly access emergency services. The OnStar Guardian mobile app launched for GM's OnStar subscribers in June 2020, but subscribers told the automaker they wanted to connect with loved ones who drove non-GM vehicles. Guardian is the first non-vehicle OnStar application GM has launched in OnStar's 25-year history. There are about 16 million connected GM vehicles in the U.S. and a meaningful number of paying OnStar subscribers. Through the app, which costs $15 a month for non-GM owners, customers can access OnStar safety and security and connect with an OnStar advisor when necessary. Customers can add up to 7 family and friends to the Guardian app. The existing embedded vehicle service is $30 a month.
Well, there you go.
So for that $15 a month, you can add 7 family and friends.
Yeah.
Not for any more money, just for on their base $15.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal.
I don't think so.
But I need family and friends to do that.
You need to have family and friends to do that.
Well, there is that. You got the family. I don't know about friends. All right. Well, that's it for this portion of the In Will Time show. We've got more to come. We invite you to stay with us right after these messages. We all know about aftermarket and online parts stores, and each one has something to offer, but they don't offer original factory parts. That's where Bayway comes in. For original factory parts, visit the Bayway stores first. Give them a call or stop by. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln carry a complete line of parts for the do-it-yourselfer. Keeping your newer classic original means a lot, and you can count on these fully stocked parts departments to help keep it that way. Bayway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Bayway Chevy, and Bayway Lincoln, keeping it original. Tailpipes and Tacos expands again. Now you'll be able to participate at 3 Loopy Tortilla locations. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier Saturday morning cruise-in, featuring made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and good times. Mark your calendar for Saturday, June 19th for Tailpipes and Tacos, now at 3 Loopy Tortilla locations. Highway 249 in Tomball, West U 159 near Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. At Tailpipes and Tacos, you'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at 3 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy, Tomball, and West U. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, June 19th, 8 to 11 a.m. The In Real Time Car Show will be broadcasting from the Katy location. Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday morning, June 19th, 8 to 11 a.m., now at 3 locations, Tomball, Katy, and West U, weather permitting. You see all the new ceramic car wash cleaners on TV now, but John Gray at Gulf Coast Auto Shield has been using ceramic coatings on Houston's most expensive cars for years, and he'll tell you that nothing beats the real thing. Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs a coating over your paint that actually comes with a warranty. If you just picked up your Lambo, your Aston Martin, Porsche, Ferrari, any other exotic car, chances are your car will have company that have already found Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Now, you don't have to own an exotic. Maybe you got a truck, an SUV, or even an older vehicle that needs a little love. Well, let John Gray give it a look and give you an estimate on refurbishing that paint and making your vehicle look new again. How about getting a gift certificate for the wife's birthday or anniversary from Gulf Coast Auto Shield and tell her, honey, I know you love your car, so why don't we get it looking new again? It'll be the best gift ever, one that she'll never forget. Get hold of John Gray at gcautoshield.com or give him a call, 832-264-0670. Gulf Coast Auto Shield.